Captain Aaron Voss staggers into the neon-lit alley of Theres Station, each step heavy with pain. His blood seeps through the tears in his uniform, a stark contrast against the vibrant, flickering glow of hollow ads overhead. Rain slicks the cracked pavement, reflecting fractured colors that dance like ghosts in the dim light. Shadows stretch long, swallowing corners where danger waits. The air hums with tension. This station, once a hub of life and commerce, now a battleground painted in electric hues and silent desperation. Across the alley stands Commander Celadran, her battle-scarred armor catching shards of neon light. Her eyes, sharp and unyielding, pierce through the chaos with the cold precision of a predator. The scars she bears are testament to countless fights survived, her grip firm on the pulse rifle raised steady. In her gaze lies the weight of command and unflinching resolve, a reminder that mercy is a luxury long abandoned in this war-torn station. Riot sirens scream through the narrow streets, their shrill wail a relentless reminder of the city's collapse. Loyalist drones swarm overhead, their cold mechanical eyes scanning for dissent. Tracer fire streaks through the dark, slashing walls and igniting panic below. The air vibrates with oppression as martial law claws tighter, turning familiar alleys into gauntlets of fear and control, where every shadow could be a threat. Aaron's trembling hand clasps the ruined hilt of his vibroblade, sparks faintly flickering from the shattered edge, a fragile echo of past battles. The weapon, once a symbol of strength, now feels like a fading promise. Yet beneath the weariness, a fire burns brighter. Each breath steadies his grip, his resolve hardening. Though battered, he refuses to break. This last stand is more than survival. It's defiance incarnate. Their faces inch closer, the neon light casting flickering shadows that dance across clenched jaws. "I didn't come here to fight you." Aaron breathes, raw and exhausted. Sela's lip curls with cold disdain. "You swore fealty to the rebellion. Now you choose." The air thickens as words become weapons. Allegiance is questioned, faith tested. Between them lies a chasm built from duty, betrayal, and the heavy cost of choice. Civilians huddle beneath shattered hollow ads, their faces ghostly in the flickering glow. Explosions fracture the images, martial law declarations shimmering and distorting above trembling crowds. Eyes dart anxiously, seeking shelter from tracer fire and shattered hope. The human cost pulses silently amid political chaos, fear woven into every whispered prayer and hurried breath. Adrenaline surges as Aaron squares his shoulders, every muscle coiling with fierce resolve. The pulse rifle rises steady, sparks igniting from the tension that finally breaks. "Then I choose to stand," he declares, voice ringing through the electric haze. In that moment, the hunted shifts to challenger. The real war ignites in the shadows where surrender once loomed, and a new battle for Theres Station's soul begins. Theres Station once thrived as a bustling hub of interstellar trade, its cargo bays overflowing with crates from across the galaxy. Now, those same bays have been repurposed, stacked high not with goods, but with tear gas canisters and riot shields. Armed patrols march the dim corridors, their boots echoing like thunder beneath harsh fluorescent lights. Checkpoints flash ominously red, sealing off entire sectors. The station's pulse has shifted, commerce replaced by control, hope supplanted by suspicion, as the Council's iron fist tightens its grip on every corner. Neon hollow banners flicker intermittently along the station's main thoroughfares, their harsh glow casting twisted shadows on cracked walls. Rebel sympathizers will face summary execution, blares in bold, merciless text, an ever-present threat hanging over the crowd. Passers-by glance nervously, eyes darting to shadowed alcoves or beneath heavy jackets. The warnings are more than words. They're a promise of swift, brutal retribution, saturating the air with fear and coercion beneath the station's electric pulse. The heavy thud of patrol walkers reverberates through the narrow corridors, their mechanical limbs grinding against metal grates. At every doorway, loyalty scanners hum steadily, bathing faces in cold blue light as they assess each individual. Citizens lower their gazes, shrinking under the weight of unseen scrutiny. The station feels claustrophobic, a maze where freedom is measured in the absence of detection and trust is a forgotten word beneath the ceaseless surveillance. In cramped, shadowed back rooms, black market surgeons work tirelessly, stitching bullet wounds by the flickering light of ration power cells. Their hands move with practiced steadiness despite the exhaustion etched into every face. Makeshift medical gear, haphazardly arranged on stained tables, bears witness to the scarcity of supplies. Each life saved is an act of defiance, a fragile hope nurtured amid the station's crumbling facade of order. Hovering drones patrol above busy intersections, their speakers booming with the council's curated message: order restored, rebels exterminated. The polished propaganda masks the harsh reality lurking beneath, filling the air with hollow promises. Crowds disperse uneasily, faces etched with doubt and fear, silently questioning the truths broadcast above. The drone's mechanical eyes reflect the fractured trust between rulers and the ruled in a city gripped by oppression. Under the cover of dim corridor lights, Aaron slips past sealed-off sectors, moving silently like a shadow among the ruins. Warning signs and locked gates bar the way, but he navigates the maze with grim determination. Muttering under his breath, he condemns the council's iron grip. They broke the station, now they break its people. His quiet defiance embodies the fragile spark of resistance flickering in a city held hostage by fear. Supply caches vanish overnight without explanation, leaving shelves barren and desperation mounting. Ration pills now command prices worth a week's wages, forcing whispered bargains in shadowed corners. Tension crackles in the air, every missing crate deepening the shadow of hunger and fear. Yet beneath the growing terror, a dangerous hope brews that someone, somewhere, will dare to defy the edict and reclaim what was stolen. Deep within the abandoned hydroponics bay, once a lush cradle of life, now overtaken by rust and decay, Captain Aaron Voss gathers the remnants of a hidden resistance cell. The flickering green light of dormant hydroponic tanks casts eerie shadows across cracked glass and corroded pipes. Faces, some young, others worn by battle, look to Aaron with a mixture of hope and desperation. One by one, he passes out improvised weapons, rusted pipe shots fashioned from scavenged metal, crude stun grenades pieced together from broken tech. Each makeshift armament is a lifeline, a tool of defiance against overwhelming odds. The air hums with tension, but beneath it pulses the stubborn heartbeat of resistance. In this forgotten space, amid rot and silence, a new front rises, not with polished rifles, but with grit, courage, and the will to fight back. As Aaron and Marin Kai, Commander Sila Dran's sharp-tongued second-in-command, jury-rig a comm jammer from tangled wires and scavenged parts, Marin groans, "Great. More amateurs with guns." Her voice cuts through the tense hum, laced with sarcasm but softened by a flicker of humor. Aaron flashes a wry grin, tightening a connection. Better amateurs than corpse pile. The words land between them like a spark, igniting a brief but vital moment of levity. Around them, the hum of broken machinery and distant gunfire remind them of the stakes. But this exchange sustains morale, humanity clinging to humor in the darkest hours. It's a reminder that even amid chaos, the bonds forged by laughter and shared struggle can keep hope alive. Under the rhythmic pulse of the failing reactor's blue glow, Aaron and Marin move like shadows, racing against time and enemy patrols. The reactor surges mask their footsteps and the hiss of venting gas as they dart toward a sealed supply locker where 2 engineers are trapped. Every second counts. Failure means capture or death. Aaron's grip tightens around his pipe shot while Marin works swiftly to pry open the heavy door. Inside, the engineers are bruised but alive, their relief palpable as freedom inches closer. The cramped space amplifies tension. Every movement must be silent, every breath controlled. Coordinating wordlessly, the trio slips back into the flickering gloom just as the reactor pulses again, masking their escape. It's a gamble played with precision and trust, a reminder that in this war, survival depends on daring timing and unspoken teamwork. In the flickering light cast by the unstable reactor, Sela Dran watches from the shadows as Aaron cradles a wounded teenage rebel, her breath shallow but steady. Their eyes lock across the smoky haze, unspoken respect passing between adversaries bound by shared suffering. Despite their opposing loyalties, there's a fragile acknowledgement of humanity beneath the armor and rage. Sela's gaze softens for a moment, betraying the weight of the war they both bear. Aaron's hands, rough but gentle, hold the young life with care, a silent promise to protect. In that suspended moment, the lines between friend and foe blur, revealing the complex tapestry of compassion and conflict. Beneath the fire and fury, they're simply souls caught in a war neither wanted but both must endure. As Council shock troops flood the hydroponics bay, firing tracer rounds that streak through smoke-choked corridors, Sela steps forward, rifle raised high, a defiant banner amid chaos. Her voice cuts through the cacophony, rallying scattered fighters to hold their ground. Behind her, Aaron coordinates a strategic retreat, signaling routes and covering fire with precision. Their movements weave together, her aggressive front, his steady command, forming a lifeline for their beleaguered cell. The bay becomes a crucible where trust is forged through shared danger and unyielding resolve. In this dance of survival, enemies become allies, their bond hardened in the crucible of battle. They move as one, defying overwhelming odds with fierce determination, their partnership a beacon of hope amid the encroaching darkness. Amid the swirling smoke and flickering sparks of spent rounds, Sela catches Aaron's gaze, a silent exchange that speaks volumes beyond words. "You didn't run," she states quietly, voice steady but heavy with meaning. Aaron, gasping for breath, nods slowly, eyes fierce with resolve, "Never will." In that fleeting connection, a shared understanding anchors them, a promise of loyalty and courage unbroken by the horrors surrounding them. Their faces, illuminated by the erratic glow of firelight, reflect the unspoken bond that has grown between them, a bond forged not in comfort, but in the relentless heat of resistance. It is a moment of quiet strength amidst chaos, where humanity triumphs over fear. As dawn's pale light filters through the vents, the battered resistance cell regroups, weary but unbroken. Hands clasp in solidarity, calloused, trembling, resolute, a silent vow to endure whatever comes next. The scars etched on their faces tell stories of sacrifice and survival, but their eyes burn with renewed purpose. From the ashes of shattered hope, bonds have been forged in fire, unseen threads weaving a tapestry of trust, courage, and shared destiny. Their fight transcends ideology, becoming a movement rooted in human connection and unyielding resolve. In the quiet moments between battles, these bonds become the bedrock of rebellion, a testament that even amid devastation, the human spirit persists, fueled by the promise of a better tomorrow. In the shadowed depths of a sealed data node, Captain Aaron Voss discovers a trove of encrypted orders, cold, calculated directives from the Council. The files detail plans to clear Sector 7 for asset extraction, with chilling language that civilians caught in the sweep are considered collateral, casualties acceptable. The sterile bureaucratic tone hides a brutal reality. This is no peacekeeping measure, but a cold purge masked as order. Aaron's eyes widen as holographic panels flicker around him, the weight of hidden agendas pressing down like the suffocating darkness of the vault. The station's facade of stability crumbles beneath the truth buried in cold code. As Aaron delves deeper, chilling schematics unfold. The rebellion label is a smokescreen, a pretext to cleanse the station's lowest levels. Tens of thousands of innocent lives are slated for eradication under this covert operation. Red highlighted zones on star maps designate security corridors, destined to become death traps, corridors where resistance will be crushed with ruthless efficiency. Faces of civilians blur behind overlays of cold military text. Families packed like cargo, condemned by decree. The horror of systematic genocide emerges, not in open warfare, but in calculated policy, revealing a betrayal so profound it threatens to shatter the very soul of the station's fragile resistance. Flickering hollow recordings haunt Aaron's vision. Ghostly images of terrified families herded into airlocks, their pleas echoing through cold, empty corridors. Children's holograms shimmer and distort, faces frozen in desperation as they beg for mercy from unseen oppressors. The stark light casts long shadows over grieving mothers clutching what little they have left. These fragments of memory bring the cold data to life, weaving a tapestry of human suffering beneath the sterile military orders. Every flicker is a heartbeat of pain and loss, a silent scream against the indifferent machinery of power. The past and present collide in ghostly lamentations that demand justice. Buried deep within the system's code, a sinister directive scrolls into view. Initiate Relocation Directive, Protocol Omega-9. The command orders deployment of purification drones, programmed to target civilians should any resistance be detected. Red warning lights blink urgently on consoles, casting harsh glows over sterile control rooms. Schematics reveal sleek drones armed with non-lethal but incapacitating tech, designed for rapid cleansing without regard for human life. The cold efficiency of technology twisted into an instrument of terror chills Aaron to his core. This override is the final line in a bureaucratic nightmare, a reminder that in this war, death often wears the mask of order. Aaron's fist clenches tight, knuckles whitening as the horrifying truth settles. We fought for freedom. They planned genocide. The words taste bitter, a betrayal cutting deeper than any wound. Beside him, Sela's voice wavers but hardens with resolve. Then we end it, tonight. The moment shifts from despair to determination, the weight of deception fueling a fierce new purpose. Their eyes meet, silently sealing a pact born not of hope alone, but of necessity and fury. The true enemy reveals itself, not just in the field, but in the shadows of power they vowed to overthrow. A piercing alarm blares as a countdown timer blinks ominously. Security lockdown in T-minus 345. Red lights flash violently, bathing control rooms in urgency. Reinforcements mobilize, their approach imminent. The station's heartbeat quickens with the rhythm of impending chaos. Doors begin to seal, corridors darken, and system overrides flicker on. Every second counts. The stakes escalate as the clock ticks down. Aaron and Sela exchange tense glances, the narrow window for action shrinking fast. The station braces for a final surge, oppression's iron grip tightening even as resistance readies to shatter it. With swift determination, Aaron hacks into the station's comm grid, flooding every channel with the Council's darkest secret. The purge orders laid bare. Data streams cascade like torrents, infiltrating every district, every hidden corner. Holoscreens flicker across the station and beyond, broadcasting the unvarnished truth. Citizens stop, stunned by the betrayal, whispers of shock spreading into shouts of outrage. The carefully constructed veil of propaganda shreds under the weight of exposed lies. This torrent of truth becomes a weapon itself, turning silence into uproar, suspicion into revolt, as the station's populace confronts the real cost of imposed order. In the dim light of the command bunker, Sela presses a heated branding iron against her gauntlet, stamping the word heartbeat in bold relief. The mark glows faintly, a symbol of her vow to protect every flicker of life threatened by the purge. Aaron exhales steadily, a quiet acceptance settling over him. This is no longer just a fight for survival, but a battle to breathe life into a dying station. The code name becomes their rallying cry, a heartbeat pulsing defiantly against the cold machinery of death. Steel-gloved forearms clasp firmly, the rough clang of metal ringing through the tense silence. Aaron and Sela lock eyes, sealing a vow that transcends words. "We protect every soul," one declares. "Or die trying," the other replies. The weight of this pact settles like armor around them, a promise forged in defiance and loyalty. In their grasp lies not just strength, but a shared responsibility to shield the innocent, to stand as guardians in the storm. Their bond, hard and unyielding, becomes the foundation for the uprising poised to ignite. With precise keystrokes, Sela uploads override codes that ripple through the station's locked safe rooms. One by one, sealed doors unlatch with mechanical hums, opening sanctuaries to terrified civilians. Hollow panels glow as emergency lights flicker to life inside hidden chambers, casting hopeful glimmers on anxious faces emerging from shadows. Refugees step hesitantly into sanctuaries once denied, the scent of stale air replaced by tentative relief. This act of quiet rebellion turns cold infrastructure into bastions of hope, a lifeline amid chaos. The safe rooms become beacons, silently promising protection against the purge looming just outside. From the depths of the station's shadows, hidden warriors emerge. Engineers, merchants, doctors, ordinary citizens transformed by desperation into defenders. They arm themselves with scavenged weapons, makeshift armor, and fierce determination. Whispers spread of a new banner, Peacebreaker, a code of resistance and hope. In cramped rooms and silent corridors, plans are whispered and alliances forged. The dormant embers of defiance ignite into roaring flames, fueled by shared courage. This awakening signals a shift from passive survival to active rebellion, a united front of diverse souls bound by the common goal to reclaim their home and lives. Under the shrill wail of riot sirens, Aaron and Sela stand atop the central plaza, silhouetted against flashing alarms and flickering hollowboards. The weight of the approaching reinforcements presses heavy, but their stance is unyielding, shoulder to shoulder, eyes burning with fierce resolve. "Let them come. We're ready," Aaron declares, voice steady and raw with determination. Around them, the rising tide of resistance gathers strength, shadows coalescing into a force unbroken by fear. In this moment, two become the symbol of a wider fight, a defiant stand against the crushing machine bent on erasing their world. Inside the council's fortified precincts, security officers receive shocking transmissions revealing their own impending purge. Faces once resolute falter as the brutal truth dawns. In a powerful act of defiance, many violently eject their loyalty implants, devices embedded deep beneath their skin to enforce obedience, sparking sparks and static as they sever their chains. Confusion gives way to clarity. Whispered oaths ripple through ranks as officers abandon blind submission and pledge allegiance to the uprising. The symbolic destruction of these implants marks a profound break from enforced control, signaling that loyalty can no longer be commanded but must be earned. This mass defection sends shockwaves through the council, fracturing the very backbone of their security forces and fueling the burgeoning rebellion with fresh strength and conviction. The streets erupt as residents flood out of their homes, armed with whatever tools they can find, pots hammered into makeshift helmets, rusted pipes swung as clubs, and scavenged plasma cutters crackling with blue fire. Everyday objects transform into emblems of survival and defiance. Mothers clutch kitchen utensils with fierce resolve. Elders heft broken chairs to form barricades. Faces, once marked by fear, now blaze with determination as chants of resistance ripple through alleys and plazas. The raw, grassroots nature of the uprising is palpable, untrained but united, desperate but defiant. Flames flicker against cracked walls as smoke curls into the night sky, illuminating a community rising from shadows to reclaim what was stolen. Across Theory Station, hollow boards abruptly flicker and shift, switching to harsh emergency mode. Red text blazes across every screen. Order 73 violated. Insurrection unleashed. Panic ripples through council chambers as officials scramble, their calm veneer shattered. The broadcast, meant to intimidate, instead broadcasts a clear message. Control is slipping. Citizens gather around flickering displays, eyes wide with disbelief and fear as the propaganda war intensifies. The council's desperate attempt to frame the rebellion as lawlessness falters in the face of visible defiance. Behind closed doors, advisors debate rapidly shifting strategies, aware that the very narrative of order and obedience is unraveling. Outside, murmurs grow louder, and the people's resolve hardens. From the heart of the uprising, Aaron's voice blasts through commandeered loudspeakers, steady and unwavering. This station belongs to its people. His words cascade through the corridors and plazas, awakening dormant courage. On hollow screens throughout the station, his determined face commands attention, eyes burning with unyielding conviction. Crowds pause mid-motion, their movements stilling as hope surges in the silence that follows. Then cheers rise, swelling into a chorus of defiance echoing off concrete and steel. The station, once shackled by fear, pulses with renewed life and purpose. Aaron's declaration is more than a battle cry. It's a claim of ownership, a promise that control will shift from tyranny back into the hands of those who call this place home. In the tactical command hub, Commander Sela Dran swiftly orchestrates the redeployment of council turrets. Fingers fly over hollow controls as she overrides protocols, turning once lethal weapons against incoming loyalist reinforcements. Gun barrels pivot, no longer aimed at citizens, but sweeping strategic corridors to repel attackers. The surprise reversal catches loyalist forces off guard, disrupting their advance and sowing confusion. Sela's tactical brilliance shines as she coordinates the defense with ruthless efficiency, blending cold precision with fierce determination. Her command turns the very instruments of oppression into shields for the uprising. Each salvo fired is a statement. Control can be seized and wielded by those who dare to resist. Barricades rise, hastily constructed from scavenged debris and reinforced with metal scraps. Faces set with grim resolve man every choke point, eyes flashing with defiance. Aaron moves through shadowed corridors, severing external uplinks with sparks flying, cutting off the council's attempts to disrupt communication. Every passage becomes a fortress, every alley a battlefield. The scent of smoke mingles with sweat and determination. The fight is no longer just for survival. It is for the soul of the station itself. No retreat is possible, no surrender contemplated. This is their home, and they will defend every inch with clenched jaws and iron wills. Beneath the fractured glow of the hollow globe that once symbolized unified governance, rebels and soldiers stand shoulder to shoulder. Their silhouettes merge into a tapestry of solidarity, diverse faces illuminated by the cracked light, weapons raised in unison. The air vibrates with chants of resistance, a collective heartbeat echoing through the plaza. Broken glass and scorched earth bear witness to the cost of defiance, yet hope burns brighter than ever. This shattered symbol, once a tool of control, now represents the unstoppable spirit of a people united. Here, beneath the fractured sphere, the fight is not just against an enemy, but for a shared future forged in courage and unity. In the quiet moments between clashes, hands clasped tightly, eyes meet with unwavering resolve. The rhythmic drumming of distant steps underscores the steady pulse of rebellion coursing through veins hardened by struggle. This is not merely a battle of weapons, but of wills, a fight for identity, freedom, and survival. Each voice raised, every fist clenched, pulses like a heartbeat uniting disparate souls under one cause. As dawn begins to break, casting pale light over a battered but unbowed station, the rebels know their unity is their greatest weapon, and their defiance, the spark that will kindle a lasting revolution. In the ruined command tower, Aaron moves silently among the wounded, friends and comrades caught in the violent wake of rebellion. The heavy silence presses down, broken only by soft groans and the distant hum of failing systems. Dim, flickering lights cast long, wavering shadows across bandaged limbs and weary faces, their pain both physical and invisible. Aaron's eyes linger on each familiar figure, taking stock not just of wounds, but of the weight carried in their spirits. Around him, the room feels both refuge and tomb, a quiet testament to the brutal cost of defiance. In a darkened corner, Sela's voice barely rises above a whisper, trembling with regret. I led them into a slaughter. Her words hang heavy, laced with the torment of responsibility. Her face is shadowed, eyes downcast, hands gripping the edge of her gauntlet so tightly that knuckles whiten. The battlefield scars mirror those etched within her heart. The lives lost under her command weigh unbearably. The quiet confession reveals a leader haunted, wrestling with the cost of decisions made in war's crucible. Aaron steps close, voice steady and warm. You led them to freedom. His hand reaches out, resting gently on Sela's gauntlet in a gesture of shared strength. The touch is steadying, a promise that the burden is not hers alone to bear. In the dim light, their hands clasp, a symbol of mutual support forged through hardship. His words shift the narrative from loss to hope, reminding them both that the fight was not for ruin, but for a future reclaimed. Together, they embody the resilience needed to endure what comes next. The command tower's flickering lights pulse erratically, shadows dancing across faces marked by grief and doubt. The unspoken rift between hope and regret fills the stale air, each pulse a reminder of fractured peace. Footsteps echo faintly in distant corridors, adding to the hollow tension. Between Aaron and Sela, silence stretches, heavy and fragile, speaking volumes where words falter. The space between them mirrors the larger conflict raging outside, a war not just of arms but of haunted conscience. Sela's voice breaks the silence again, softer, vulnerable. Can I live with the price? Her eyes search Aaron's, shimmering with doubt and exhaustion. The question is more than physical. It probes the soul, questioning whether the emotional toll can be borne through endless sacrifice. Her breath falters, voice quivers, the weight of countless lost lives pressing down. The pause stretches, heavy with uncertainty, revealing the fragile human beneath the warrior's armor. Kneeling before her, Aaron's gaze is steady, full of unwavering resolve. I'll share it, he vows quietly, every heartbeat. His hand reaches for hers, grasping the gauntlet with firm warmth, bridging the divide of pain and fear. The moment holds a sacred promise, not just to stand beside her in battle, but to carry the emotional scars together. In the dim glow, their connection becomes a lifeline, a beacon of loyalty and solidarity amid the crushing weight of sacrifice. The heartbeat sigil etched into Sela's gauntlet pulses softly, its light cutting through the darkness, a steady beacon amid shadows of guilt. The glow flickers gently, as if breathing, symbolizing hope's quiet endurance despite pain. Around them, the room seems to hold its breath, the heavy air lightening with this small, radiant promise. In that soft luminescence, the bond between them rekindles, a shared oath that even in the deepest cost, resilience and purpose endure, lighting the way through uncertainty. Theory Station breathes new life as former soldiers and civilians join forces, their hands shaping both survival and hope. What were once barricades now blossom into vibrant gardens, where flowers stretch defiantly through cracked concrete. Shrapnel and twisted metal, remnants of past violence, are transformed by artisans into sculptures and murals, telling stories of resilience and remembrance. Laughter and shared stories ripple through the streets as neighbors work side by side, their labor weaving bonds stronger than steel. The air hums with a quiet determination. The station itself becomes a living monument to renewal. Like post-war urban renewal movements on Earth, this reclamation is both physical and spiritual, a testament that even amid ruin, creativity and community endure. Each seed planted, each sculpture forged, signals not just reconstruction, but rebirth. At the heart of the plaza, the central hollow globe pulses softly, spinning slowly to cast a gentle glow over the gathered crowd. Its luminous surface broadcasts a declaration etched in light. Ferry Station, home of the free. This beacon, once a tool of control, now shines as a symbol of liberation and renewed identity. Faces lift toward the message, eyes reflecting a mix of relief and fierce pride. Around the plaza, colorful banners ripple in the breeze, emblazoned with the heartbeat emblem, a promise that freedom here is no fleeting dream. The hollow globe's steady radiance reaches through the cracks of shattered walls and twisted metal, binding scattered souls into a united chorus of hope. It is both a rallying call and a solemn vow, a shared heartbeat pulsing through the station's veins, signaling a new dawn. On the dais rising above the plaza, Aaron and Sela stand shoulder to shoulder, their faces illuminated by the glow of the hollow globe and the rising sun. Aaron's voice rings clear, steady with conviction. We build together, or not at all. Beside him, Sela's gaze sweeps the crowd, fierce yet compassionate, echoing the call. Their words carry the weight of sacrifice and the promise of a future forged by collective will. The assembled citizens, a tapestry of backgrounds and scars, lean in, each breath held in unison. This is more than a speech, it's a covenant. The moment captures leadership's power to inspire unity, reminding all that healing and progress require shared responsibility. In their eyes, the crowd sees not just commanders, but kindred spirits ready to face whatever comes next, united in purpose and hope. The plaza erupts as voices rise, first a murmur, then a tidal wave of sound. Heartbeat, heartbeat. The chant pulses through the crowd like thunder, hands raised in fierce solidarity. Flags and banners wave rhythmically, their colors blending into a living mosaic of determination. Faces, young and old, battle-worn and hopeful, are lifted in defiant joy, the chant transforming individual fears into collective strength. Stomping feet and clapping hands keep the relentless tempo, a heartbeat embodied in sound. The energy surges outward, spilling into surrounding streets and corridors, igniting a spark that promises to blaze beyond the station's walls. In this chorus, past sorrows dissolve, replaced by the raw, unyielding power of unity. It is a moment of emotional catharsis, a shared roar declaring that from the ashes, they rise as one. Beneath newly repaired skylights, shafts of warm sunlight pour into a once darkened hall where Aaron and Sela stand side by side. Before them, tiny seedlings push upward through soil cradled in salvage containers, fragile green tendrils piercing the remnants of ruin. A gentle breeze stirs the young leaves, carrying with it the faint scent of fresh earth and hope. Their faces soften, eyes reflecting the quiet miracle unfolding, life burgeoning where destruction reigned. This shared dawn is a powerful metaphor, a visual testament to resilience that transcends words. It speaks of beginnings, the patient work of growth and healing after long winters of war. In this tranquil moment, the station's battered spirit breathes anew, promising that even amid devastation, renewal is inevitable. The camera pulls back to reveal the sprawling rebirth of Ferry Station, a patchwork of rebuilt neighborhoods, bustling markets, and vibrant gardens. Children chase one another through blooming parks, their laughter weaving into the hum of daily life. The air feels lighter here, charged with possibility and collective will. The scars of battle remain etched in stone and memory, but they no longer define the city. Instead, they serve as reminders of endurance and the unbreakable spirit of those who refuse to surrender. As sunlight bathes the horizon, a quiet promise lingers that through resilience and unity, this new chapter will grow strong and enduring. Sela steps confidently into the newly established council chamber, where former rebels and loyalists sit around a glowing hollow table. Faces once divided by battle now converge with tentative hope, each voice given equal weight in shaping the future. The atmosphere hums with tension, yet beneath it lies a shared commitment to heal and rebuild. Hands reach across old divides, some hesitantly, others firmly, symbolizing the fragile unity essential for lasting peace. Sela's steady gaze sweeps the room, underscoring her role as mediator and leader in this delicate process. The council embodies a profound transformation. Enemies turned collaborators, bound by a mutual pledge to forge a station that belongs to all. This governance marks the first step toward reclaiming not just territory, but trust and dignity. Aaron leans over a sprawling holomap that illuminates the council chamber, sketching out bold plans for Theory Station's future. His proposals envision micro-farms nestled on every block, turning barren spaces into pockets of green abundance. Solar reflectors crown rooftops, designed to capture and amplify light, powering homes and public spaces sustainably. Animated overlays trace water recycling systems and communal energy grids, blending cutting-edge technology with grassroots resilience. As Aaron explains, his focus is clear: build a community that can thrive independently, even amid uncertainty. His eyes reflect the weight of past scars, but also the spark of hope, a blueprint for survival through cooperation and innovation. This vision transforms reconstruction from mere repair into a living, breathing ecosystem of renewal. In the council chamber's quiet moments, Sela gently places a vibrant painting onto the pristine wall, a child's creation depicting a blossoming tree under twin suns. "Hope is our reward," she says softly, her voice carrying through the room. Council members pause, their faces reflecting the painting's innocent optimism. Aaron steps forward, adding with quiet strength, "Peace is our battle." The room seems to breathe in these words, each syllable crystallizing the emotional heart of their shared struggle. This simple artwork becomes a symbol not only of the next generation's dreams, but of the sacrifices that made those dreams possible. It anchors the Council's mission in something profoundly human: the promise that from hardship blooms the courage to believe in a better tomorrow. Theory Station's revival plans surge through the galaxy as Aaron and Sela oversee the public upload of detailed blueprints and sustainability protocols. Streams of data pulse outward across vast networks, illuminating distant colonies hungry for renewal. Holomaps flash on engineers' consoles, highlighting layouts for microfarms, water recycling, and energy grids tailored to diverse environments. Inspired technicians and leaders across star systems study the designs, eager to replicate Theory's renaissance. This open-source sharing shatters old barriers, turning guarded knowledge into a communal asset. Across the cosmos, isolated outposts begin to hum with new life, their revival seeded by these freely distributed plans. The Torrent embodies a revolution of transparency and cooperation, proof that rebuilding is not a solitary endeavor, but a shared journey of hope. Representatives from Theries and neighboring stations gather in solemn ceremony, hands joined in a circle of unity. The newly formed alliance pledges non-aggression and mutual aid, transforming former rivalries into cooperative partnerships. The Council's renewed mandate signals an era where diplomacy replaces destruction, and shared resources fuel progress instead of conflict. Delegates sign official accords, holographic seals glowing to mark their commitment. The room fills with a tangible sense of resolve. This is no mere treaty, but a living pact crafted to sustain peace across sectors. Theres Station emerges as the heart of this network, a beacon illuminating the path forward. Their pledge embodies the collective strength found in solidarity, a foundation upon which a more just and resilient future will be built. Under the soft, ambient light of the hollow globe, the council members assemble for the signing of the Charter of the Heartbeat. Each pen moves in synchrony, etching commitments to justice, transparency, and unity into the document. The Charter codifies not only laws but ideals, ensuring that every voice matters and that freedom thrives alongside responsibility. Faces glow with solemn pride as the ambient light reflects off the polished table and the hopeful eyes of the signatories. This covenant symbolizes a transformative moment, a shift from fractured pasts toward shared destiny. The Charter is more than a paper. It is a heartbeat pulsing through Theres Station's veins, a guiding rhythm that promises resilience and renewal for generations to come. Every district square in Theres Station now proudly displays the heartbeat emblem, an intricate design of intertwined pulses symbolizing unity and resistance. The emblem glows softly against banners, plaques, and public art installations, its presence a constant reminder of the courage and choice that shattered tyranny. Citizens pass beneath its light, pausing with reverence, saluting, or placing small tokens at its base. The emblem becomes a cultural touchstone, its image woven into murals and worn as badges of honor. It represents the enduring legacy of a people who refuse to surrender, transforming pain into strength. The heartbeat stands as a visual testament, proof that a single choice can ripple across time, inspiring freedom and resilience in hearts both present and future. Night descends upon Theres Station, but its skyline glows vibrant and alive. Wind turbines spin steadily atop rebuilt towers, and solar arrays shimmer, harvesting light from distant suns. Streets bustle with activity. Soft, sustainable lighting casts warm glows on cobblestone paths and green plazas. The hum of generators blends with laughter and music, signaling life restored. This radiant scene embodies a new era born from struggle, a station transformed from battleground to beacon. Theres Station stands proud as a symbol of resilience, progress, and hope shining brightly against the cosmic backdrop. Its glow reaches out like a lighthouse, guiding others toward renewal and reminding all that even the darkest nights give way to dawn. The camera slowly pans across the thriving station. Children play beneath fluttering banners, artisans craft vibrant murals, and diverse citizens share stories in sun-dappled courtyards. The heartbeat emblem waves gently overhead, a banner for unity and hope. As soft music rises, the narration reflects on the journey from conflict to collaboration, underscoring that the fight for peace is ongoing but strengthened by shared purpose. The people of Theres Station stand ready, united, resilient, and hopeful, facing whatever challenges lie ahead. Together, they carry the promise of a future forged not by war, but by cooperation and courage. The battered streets of Theres Station pulse with renewed life as families work side by side to repair their homes. Children's laughter rings clear as they chase each other beneath strings of colorful banners fluttering in the gentle breeze. Market stalls burst to life, vendors calling out their wares, fresh fruits, and handmade crafts traded beneath the morning sun. Garden beds flourish where rubble once lay, tended by weathered hands planting seeds of hope and sustenance. Neighbors share smiles and stories, their faces etched with the scars of conflict but glowing with resilience. Here, amidst the reconstruction, human connection blossoms anew, reminding all that peace is more than silence. It is the vibrant heartbeat of daily life returning from shadow. In every corner, the simple acts of rebuilding weave a tapestry of renewal, stitching the torn fabric of community back together. Within the restored training grounds, Aaron kneels beside a cluster of eager youth cadets, patiently guiding their first cautious steps in leadership and peacekeeping. His voice carries calm authority as he stresses the value of compassion alongside discipline, shaping a new generation ready to protect without perpetuating conflict. Nearby, Sela leads patrols through quiet neighborhoods, her presence a reassuring blend of strength and empathy. When disputes arise, her measured words and steady gaze defuse tensions, embodying the transition from warrior to guardian. Training sessions are lively yet purposeful. Cadets practice communication skills, conflict resolution, and community service alongside tactical drills. Together, Aaron and Sela nurture a vision of peace that depends not just on ceasefires, but on the cultivation of trust and responsibility. Their mentorship plants seeds of resilience that promise to sustain Theory Station well beyond the echoes of war. In the sunlit calm of the council office, Sela listens thoughtfully as community leaders offer her the governorship, a role of formal power and prestige. She smiles gently, shaking her head. I serve the people, not titles. Aaron stands nearby, nodding in quiet agreement, his eyes reflecting respect for her humility. Leadership is about presence, not position, he adds, reinforcing the sentiment that true service comes from direct engagement rather than office. Their shared conviction inspires those gathered, underscoring a commitment to grassroots governance. Supportive hands reach out to clasp theirs in solidarity, symbolizing unity over hierarchy. Together, they embody a new model of leadership, one rooted in accountability, accessibility, and unwavering dedication to the community's well-being. This choice signals a profound break from old power structures and the birth of a governance forged by mutual respect. On the balcony overlooking Theory Station's tranquil plains, Aaron and Sela stand side by side, their gauntlets gently clasped. Before them, twin moons slowly ascend over the horizon, casting soft silver and pale blue light across the peaceful landscape. The night air carries a gentle breeze, rustling grasses and stirring quiet hope. In this intimate moment, the moons symbolize more than celestial bodies. They reflect a shared choice to embrace peace through conscious effort rather than the scars of battle. Their eyes meet briefly, conveying unspoken promises and the weight of hard-earned tranquility. Around them, the station's lights twinkle softly, echoing the moon's glow, a testament to resilience born from deliberate healing. Here, under the twin moon's watchful gaze, hope is rekindled, illuminating the path forward as a beacon of renewal. As the camera drifts through quiet village scenes, families gather for shared meals under starlit skies. Children's laughter mingles with the soft murmur of community life, weaving a comforting tapestry of connection and healing. The legacy of peace, still fragile yet enduring, blossoms in everyday moments. Hands joined across generations, stories passed down, and gardens nurtured with care. In these simple acts lies the true strength of Theory Station's future, a hope beyond war, sustained by unity, resilience, and a tireless commitment to healing together. In the grand expanse of the Charter Hall, sunlight filters through towering stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns across the assembled delegates. A visiting envoy steps forward, eyes bright with curiosity and respect. His voice carries clearly through the hushed chamber as he turns to Aaron, who stands solemn among the crowd. They said choice was fight or die. Why choose the former? The question lingers in the air, heavy with the weight of history and the promise of answers yet to come. Aaron kneels on one knee, the soft dawn light caressing his weathered face. His voice is calm but resolute as he meets the envoy's gaze. Because some battles never truly end, he begins, and some hearts refuse to surrender. His words carry the quiet power of enduring spirit, an acknowledgement that victory is not a moment, but a constant act of courage. The hall seems to breathe with the gravity of his reflection, the weight of sacrifices made, and the hope that still burns within. Beside Aaron, Sela steps forward, her hand resting firmly on his gauntlet, a silent but unbreakable bond. Her steady presence adds strength to his words, affirming their shared journey through darkness into light. Together, she says softly, "We prove survival is only the first victory." Their eyes meet briefly, reflecting mutual respect and the unspoken promise of continued resilience. Around them, the delegates lean in, absorbing the unity and resolve embodied by this enduring partnership. Above the assembly, the restored hollow globe pulses softly, casting a gentle glow that fills the chamber. At its center, the heartbeat emblem shines, a radiant symbol of resilience, renewal, and collective strength. Its light dances across the faces of those gathered, inspiring awe and quiet determination. This emblem is more than a mark. It is a beacon signaling the spark of new beginnings, a reminder that even after silence falls on war, the pulse of hope and resistance continues to beat strong. As the camera slowly pulls back, the hall fades into a vast starry sky, the gentle hum of hopeful music swelling. A voice narrates softly. When the echoes of war grow quiet, the fight for peace and hope begins anew. It is a journey without end, a choice made every day by those who dare to believe in a better tomorrow. The scene fades to black, leaving the promise of enduring courage glowing like distant stars against the night.